Coach Nick Saban had said, I believe on Friday, he said that it would be a good idea if college football had a commissioner. What do you think about those comments?
Well, I think that's something that was discussed 4 or 5 years ago, and I think it's a great idea. I think somebody needs to do what's best for college football. And right now, obviously, commissioners and coaches are going to do what's best for their university or their league. So I think it's something that I've supported for a long time.
Just hours after you were introduced to Carolina, you were here in the Grand Strand. How important is this area to what you're doing in South Carolina?
Well, you look at right now, Brian Edwards is a young man that's come on our campus mid-years competing to be a starter, is going to contribute tremendously to our football team. The football in this area has been outstanding. You look at a lot of the guys throughout South Carolina's history and other places, that a lot of rich talent coming from here, and outstanding coaches as well.
Coach, you just mentioned Brian Edwards. I think you said in the spring, you said he made a lot of progress the last week of spring. How much progress did he make over the entire 15 practices? And you mentioned the fact that the other 4 freshmen coming in, are those guys going to get a look during preseason camp in terms of get playing time?
Absolutely.
In
those
September?
4 guys, we're counting on at least 2 or 3 of those guys helping us.
Yeah.
And who that'll be, I don't know. We'll find out when we get in fall camp. But they're going to get every opportunity in the world to contribute for our football team this year. But Brian was a guy that came off a knee injury at Conway.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything throughout our all-season program really built back his strength.
Yep.
And I think became a more comfortable player, getting his strength back, number one, but also understanding and adapting to our system and terminology. So had a fantastic spring game, played extremely well, but I think gained a lot more confidence. I saw him in the weight room probably a week ago. He looks great.
Coach, from a local standpoint, what have these first couple tours been like for you interacting with the Gamecock fans here in the state?
It's been great. Everybody's been extremely positive. Of course, we're undefeated right now, so that's a really good thing. But no, everybody's been extremely positive. I've been multiple places. Our staff has been multiple places, and you can feel a genuine welcome feeling from our fan base, and it's been outstanding.
That satellite camp was scheduled for you guys. Can you just talk about, there's a lot of other schools that you're familiar with that'll be there as well?
Yeah, well, I think, again, you give an opportunity to evaluate more players. Again, the most important thing for us is getting them on our campus. But when you do have an opportunity to step off your campus and evaluate a player that you are recruiting, we certainly are going to take advantage of that.
In recruiting, are you more likely to get a prospect to sign with your school if he visits your school, actually sees
no doubt.
The campus in person?
If we don't get a young man on campus before his senior year,
yeah,
you're not getting the guy. You're going somewhere else. I mean, he's going to make the effort to get to your campus, even if he's from further away. Now, sometimes there are exceptions if you're recruiting across the country and a young man wants to come on an official visit, but he needs to do it early in the season in order to expose him to the game day atmosphere at Williams-Brice. For us, that's personally what I would say for South Carolina. But if you don't get him on campus, you're not getting him.
So I guess that means in the summer before the kid's senior year is really important when he goes out and makes a tour of the
if you look at the numbers of players that don't get to a campus and they sign with that school, I think they would be very small.
Yeah.
Coach Donnell Stanley, where do you see him playing?
Donnell's probably was maybe our most improved offensive lineman through spring. Could play either guard spot, but he also snaps extremely well. That's one of the things we've done. Sean's done an outstanding job of training multiple guys that can snap the football, because you can't ever get caught without a center. But he's competing to be a starter at the guard position, and he's certainly be a guy that we can put in the game and play center.
What's your overall impression of the offense?
Well, I think, it's concerning the fact we've got 3 seniors and we've got 31 freshmen and sophomores on our roster offensively. So we don't have a lot of experience, but I do feel like we've got some talented players. I feel very comfortable about 8 or 9 guys deep in the offensive line that I think we've recruited well at that position. I think we've developed players well at that position. I do think we are talented in some other areas, but we've got a lot of unknowns at quarterback, at receiver, at running back, at tight end. So all of those positions are a little concerning because of the unknowns.
How about the quarterback competition? How's that coming?
Well, I thought Perry and Brandon separated themselves. I thought Connor Mitch did some nice things as spring wore on, and Lorenzo obviously getting injured in the 4th practice. I would give him a little bit of an incomplete grade as far as where he is right now. But we'll take the competition into fall camp, and I think the summer is critical for those guys to continue to make positive strides for our team.
Okay. All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.